All right, we are live. Let me get my mic a little bit closer. Like that. Okay. Move over this way a little bit. Frame myself properly. Do all these setup things that I should have done already. And then make sure everything is streaming properly. Sounds like it is. All right, excellent. So we can hang around for just a minute here and hope that someone shows up. I had some pineapple coconut juice today. It's got like a, exercise beverage alternative to Gatorade. It's very good. I was a little, I raised my eyebrow a little bit when I saw it, but it was good. Picked up a lot of beans on the Pelago. Oh, I should tweet that I'm streaming. That's what I'll do. Hold on just a moment. Alright, may as well get started here. We're here, still on Akala Island. I think this is our last day on Akala. And we made our way to this town, Kuni, I want to say is the name? Koni. Town that leans a little more into the Japanese aesthetic. And we are taken off to, hopefully, face the grand trial today. This is, by the way, the single greatest sign in the entirety of the Pokémon series. Because very clearly, they had no idea what they wanted to write. Golly. Anyway, there's an Eviolite, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. It's a hold item that you can give to Pokemon who have not evolved yet, and it improves their defenses, I believe. I guess Gertrude would make the most use of it, probably, but Squiddo keeps it for the time being. I have indeed, hello Sean, by the way, I have indeed read up on the non-Pokemon news from E3, and there's quite a bit that I'm excited for. I watched the stream. I watched the Nintendo Direct, and a friend of mine in the D&D group that I run basically told me, hey, the Pokemon segment is right after this game here, and so I knew what game it was when it happened, so I was like, skip ahead, and managed to avoid most of the stuff. Hair. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to make fun of him a little bit, because he didn't actually know the name. Like, so he attempted to know the game of the, the name of the game that was being mentioned, right before Pokemon, but he didn't actually know it. He misunderstood it. So he did something like, he called it Danger Dragon when it's like it's Panzer Dragoon, which is like I've never even played Panzer Dragoon, but I know what it's called. So goes to show how the youth these days are just corrupted and don't know anything. Anyway, that whole segment I think is completely useless. It's something like that. But yeah, there's quite a bit that I think looks pretty good from the Direct. Actually, I have a document. I have a notes document. I was taking notes of games that I think looked interesting to me. So I'll pull that up while I'm fighting this guy. Games with a Z.txt. Okay. So I've got Cadence of Hyrule, which I've already bought. It's hard. I'm bad at it. Oh, whoops. I froze something. There we go. I need to keep that window up. Sorry about that. Howdy, Moscow Dog. Yeah, Cadence of Hyrule is a hard game that, you know, I want it to be like Roundabout, in that it's a kind of weird, bizarre control scheme that you can get into a flow with. Hasn't gotten to that point yet, and I hope it will, because I really do want to enjoy it. Fire Emblem Three Houses comes out next month, and I have this weird relationship with the Fire Emblem series where I feel like I need to pull up the bottom screen too. Whoops. Where I feel like I keep convincing myself that I actually like Fire Emblem games, but I don't. So like I played Awakening all the way through, and I enjoyed that all right. I played part of Conquest, one of the Conquests. I played even less of Echoes, Shadows of Valencia, and I feel like Three Houses I'll probably play the same amount, so it's like, am I really going to spend my money on that? I'm just going through this list. The window is in front of the chat, though, so let me move that. There we go. No, so I these are the kind of documents that I prepare specifically because I have a bad memory with my brain, and so I need to write things down in order to make sure that I can consult them later. Yeah, Fire Emblem, I've always known it to be kind of anime, but it definitely looks a lot more anime these days. No flavor text on that. I'll see what response is about the new Fire Emblem. I feel like, I don't know, the sources that I read about Fire Emblem tend to be like, Fire Emblem 4 is still the best. Is that the Generations one? I don't know. And of kind of trash talk the more recent games in the series. I feel like, so Awakening I had a fun time with, partly because I was kind of blissfully ignorant about some of the mechanics, and it was easy enough that I could get away with that. Ooh, heck yeah. Because basically the idea behind Awakening is that you pair up the characters to produce children, and those children you can then recruit through time travel. It sort of makes sense in context. Genealogy of the Holy War, yes, JG, thank you. And so there are mechanically optimal ways to breed your units, because that's basically what you're doing. And when I played through Awakening, I didn't know those physical, like, particular optimal ways to do it. I just paired together the units that I thought would be fun to be together. And then Conquest came out, and I became more aware of the underlying mechanics, and I started worrying that I was not making the mechanically optimal choice. Also, it just kind of felt like I was doing the same thing again, but without as much of a internal justification for it, because Conquest, rather than having time travel, which is one of my favorite plot elements, just has you send babies to the baby dimension, where they grow up and then come back as fully fledged fighters who love their family, even though they've been in another dimension their whole lives. It's real weird. Yeah, so, like, Fates is that what it's called? Fates Conquest. Oh god, I'm losing track of all the subtitles. God. Yeah, I guess. And then I don't think that Shadows of Valencia has a breeding system. But I guess it just didn't quite hook me as much. I was kind of hoping that it would. I was hoping that the dungeon crawl aspect would be fun. But I just kind of fell off it. So, foul play. What was foul play? I feel like we've talked about foul play before. Yeah, no, this is the confusing one. No, this isn't as confusing, but no, we're good. God, did I have Birthright? I had the hero, the good one. It'd be Birthright. Okay, I had Birthright. God, that goes to show how memorable that game was. Yeah, it just didn't do much for me. And so Three Houses, I'll admit I haven't looked too closely at some of the free release material of Three Houses, but it seems to be going, you know, if it hadn't already gone full anime, this is anime Hogwarts. And like, you know, there's very little that screams anime quieter or louder than high school anime politic war. See, there's a Pokemon that's all about haircuts, but it's not native to the Alola region. I don't remember how this works. Whatever. So I'm keeping an eye on Three Houses. I'm not sure I'll get it. Yeah, that sounds about right, Sean. 14 had, which I assume is Fates, had a big sister who's not blood related, walking around in a chainmail bikini, and Three Houses looks like a high school anime, which is perfectly, you know, if that's your thing, go for it. I have enjoyed high school animes before. Oh, come on, you're already tedious enough. But I feel like there's a certain element of Fire Emblem that appeals to min-maxers, and I find that stressful. And then just the stories have not hooked me. I mean, so like I saw Awakening through to the end, which is more than I can say for any other Fire Emblem other than Path of Radiance. Path of Radiance I beat because Ike is too strong. And as a result, I was good enough to actually beat it because it's a very easy game. Okay, shift from 90s anime to 2010s anime. I can see that difference, being a little less familiar with 90s anime. But, you know, thinking of stuff like Sailor Moon and Slayers and Evangelion. I think that seems like a reasonable transition. I can see that comparison making sense. And so, like, JG, you mentioned that you enjoy watching it being played rather than playing it yourself. It does remind me of, I don't even remember which Fire Emblem it was. It might have been Path of Radiance, that there was a GDQ run of. And I found it immensely satisfying to just watch this person basically clear out every map with no trouble whatsoever, with, I think, basically a single unit. But that's only happened once. I've tried watching other ones and it didn't really appeal as much. Sucker Punch is pretty legit. Let's get rid of Scary Face. Yeah, the permadeath definitely, I could see being part of why I don't like it. Because it's not like I could turn off permadeath. I could play casual mode, and I'm perfectly okay with playing things on easier difficulties. But I feel like the permadeath is such an intrinsic part of the Fire Emblem series that it doesn't feel right to play a Fire Emblem game without it, even though I know I will just reset if someone dies anyway. It's kind of like with Cadence of Hyrule. There is it's like a beat-free mode or something where you don't actually have to play to the rhythm, and this is really helpful for people who have no sense of rhythm, or for people who have some sort of physical impairment that prevents them from really playing along to the rhythm. And I could turn that on at any time, and maybe I'd have a better time, but I feel like I'm not playing the game right, and that's something that I need to get over, but I haven't gotten over it yet. And Pikmin, definitely. I've only played part of Pikmin 1, and I was just really bad at it. Again, because I'm a dumb child when I played it. But also, it's like 30 parts, 30 days. I feel like I should get a part a day. I soon fell behind on that, partly because I'm bad, and it just, yeah, I didn't get very far in that. And I wonder if Pikmin 2 might be more appealing, because again, it has that kind of dungeon delve aspect, and I think the time structure is a little bit different in that game. But never played it. So yeah, complicated feelings on Fire Emblem. Oh, I could call you a name. If you have a name, I could call you by a name. Yeah, could call you Melissa. Other games I made note of from the Nintendo Direct is Astral Chain coming out at the end of August, which I make note of because that's a game that I would really like to enjoy, but I've never enjoyed a Platinum game, really. Some of them have just been kind of, like Revengeance was kind of and I feel like, well, why would this be any different? I've tried so many times. Why should I try again? So yeah, I'm sure that's something that a lot of people are excited about, but I wish that I could be excited for it, is my position on that one. Okay, I forget if this whole graveyard thing is progress. Yeah, okay. No, never mind. Wait, no, there's more over there. Okay. I think this is where I'm supposed to be going. There we go. All right. I'm loving these dramatic zoom-ins to the slowpoke. I think this was in the original also, the dramatic zoom-ins. They're familiar. Thank you for being such a tremendous help. I wonder if these are the same two guys we've been bothering. Don't remember them having a Pokemon of this nature before, so I don't think so. Oh. Switch around to something else here. Let's switch to Radicus, why not? If the next one has a Drowsy, it's probably the same too. That's the one I remember. Oh, well, I guess we're not fighting both. Okay. That's fine. He has upside downing level 30. Was that correct? It's either 30 or 33. Do more healing. Use up all these potions that I've built up. And then also want to repel. Yeah, so next game on my list is Link's Awakening Remake. Like, obviously that looks good. Everybody knows it. You know, you've well documented on the internet are my feelings about Link's Awakening. Mostly that's pretty good, but not as good as the Oracle games. And that one puzzle where you have to throw a pot at a door is still really bad. But pretty good game. And the remake is probably also going to be good. And then a week later, the Dragon Quest XI port to Switch comes out, which also looks good. I've heard good things. I've watched the Tim Rogers Kotaku video, and it seems like a game that could possibly be entertaining, or it could be a game that I just totally bounce off. I think it's going to be either or. Either I find it a fun kind of, you know, absent-minded almost experience to do while listening to podcasts or something, or I will completely lose interest. And I hope it's the one where I enjoy it. That would be good. Yeah, I'm really proud of that Metroid Prime joke about the pod door. There's one that was me experimenting with, you know, clever creative editing, which I then did quite a bit in like black and white. But also, I think it proves, you know, it served to demonstrate my point that that puzzle is dumb and bad and relies on information that you couldn't possibly have. Whereas in Metroid Prime, it'd be like, you look at the thing with your scan visor and it explains what you need to do. Because that's really the only way that you could reasonably deduce what could happen. It's a bad puzzle, guys. Has anyone in the chat played Dragon Quest XI? I know I've got a again person in my D&D group who assisted me in avoiding Pokemon information. Is a fan. But I'm curious other people's impressions and thoughts. Yeah, so Dragon Quest Swords is my main exposure. It's not my only exposure, but it is my main exposure to the Dragon Quest series. I also played a fair amount of 9, if I remember right, which we might have discussed this on a previous stream, but 9 is the one where the party is literally all OCs. And, like, the story is very episodic, which maybe is the case for other Dragon Quest games as well. But, like, you go from town to town, solve their problem, move on to the next one. And none of your characters have any personality whatsoever because you created all of them. I did that for... I gave it I got my money's worth out of it, but overall I felt kind of disappointed. And so Dragon Quest XI, I hope has a story that engages me a little bit more, but also I don't want to have to, like, pause my podcast to read a bunch of text or watch cutscenes a lot. Dragon Quest Swords is still the best experience I've had with a Dragon Quest game. So I'm curious, is that like she wearing sunglasses before and got a tan around them, or... Numbskulls. I have, yes. You can tell how much respect she has for the crew. Anyway, this is a boss fight with a Team Skull member. Weird. Amazing. Doesn't look like she has a very strong lineup, though, although this Confuse Ray is going to be annoying, probably. Just really want to get to level 30. Good luck with confusion so far. Wipe to this in your steel monotype. What does she have next that could be dangerous to steal? Because I imagine a Golbat wouldn't be. I do not remember her team. There we go. All right. Nice. Alright, let's see what her dangerous second Pokemon is. Salandit. Okay, actually, keeping Squirtle in would be pretty good. But health-wise, that's not optimal right now. Let's go for Gertrude. Also, should I hold my 3DS upside down now? Is now the time? Ooh, that's a good hit. We're living a little bit dangerously. Let's see what happens. Alright. That wasn't too bad. I imagine we'll fight it again as a Salazzle, and then it will be bad. Oh, hey! Forgot Zippy evolves to 30. Cool, cool, cool. Look at that big ass hair. It's ridiculous. Thinks humans are going to discover its den, Zoroark shows them visions that make them wander around in the woods. Yep, goes along with the whole illusion thing. And heck yeah, I will take Night Slash. Let's see. Let's get rid of Scratch. Don't need that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some really good potential for like spooky and atmospheric like scenarios that would be great for like a D&D game with these Pokemon. Okay, so no Malamar yet. Is Malamar 33? I'll put Zippy up front coming up. Or did I need to have the 3DS upside down when the level up happened? Because I can do that. I can do that. I got rare candy. Rare candy in here. Yeah, I got a couple rare candies. Okay, let's do this. Let's try this. There we go. Sorry, I meant for this to be on screen that whole time, but... Alright, there we go. Crisis averted. There we go, Malamar. Look at that rude looking dude. Flashes the pattern on its torso to control its prey and draw them in. The edges of its fins are supremely sharp. Again, I think I've read a D&D adventure like that. With like a hypno squid. Okay, Dusk Stone by the end of the session, that'd be good. Will I lose out on any moves by using a Dusk Stone as soon as I get one? Uh-oh, what does it call it? Oh. Alright, let's take photos. Why not? Sure, Rotom. Let's go advanced. Trainer. Yeah, both of us. Grab. How about... Oh wow, there's a lot of options actually. That's cool. Yeah, let's go for that. Sure, why not? Position. Okay, so I can change outfits. I can have preset outfits even, maybe. Which is cool. I wish that were a feature in the main game. I'm gonna stick with my bicolors here. All right. So how do I do this? Oh, I don't actually have the dark one, which would be appropriate, but what's this one? Yeah, I like that one. Okay, I can move the Pokemon around. But we need a certain amount of space around. Good to know. Rotate. That's fairly restrictive. That's funny. Alright. Okay. Yeah, let's just adjust the camera. So yeah, I think the separating those into separate sections, rotating the person versus the Pokemon, I feel like it'd be better if you could do both simultaneously, or if it shoved things out of the way automatically. Go, alright. Yeah, it's all a little clunky, but it's certainly better than the easy mode. What's the does Pokemon have an animation? Does Zippy get an animation? It doesn't look like it. Oh well. Alright. I'll take it. Ooh, I like these actually. These are... Oh, but... That's bad. We don't want that. See, I want the eyes, but... Let's do this one. Content. Great, I'll take it. Alright, so the camera has more features than I initially gave it credit for, so that's good. Anyway, is it time for our grand trial? Oh, thanks, fam. Look at that knowing grin. It knows something. So Brady, I only know a small amount about the Dexit controversy. I saw headlines and deemed that I was willing to look more into it despite my no spoiler policy. So I don't want to say too much on the stream just because I want to be wary of people's reluctance about spoilers. Respect theirs just as they respect mine. I am sympathetic to both sides. As someone who has a living Dex, I think I understand the frustration on the fan base's part, but I also understand that games are complicated and difficult. Alright, let's get in this battle here. Yeah, ultimately I don't think Dexit, which I think, oh my god, are we really calling it that? It's not the worst thing in the world. I hope that the reasons that they gave for them making that decision do ultimately pay off and lead to a better quality product. Alright. Let's see, what is this? Bug Rock? Something like that? I think we want Night Slash. And I'm pretty sure, like Pokemon Home, we're not sure how that's going to work with it, but I assume there will be still be forward momentum, so to speak. Okay, stones are only after we finish the third island. Ah, okay. That's all right. That's all right. We'll space out the evolutions. That's okay. Get some excitement sprinkled around. All right. Let's see. Who do we want? How about? No, not actually. Donna, let's go for Gertrude. I feel like Gertrude could use a rainbow bean. Ah, rude. Come on, I want to badly poison this thing. Oh well, I'll just go for poison gas, Veno shot combo. Yeah, it seems like I always get the poison bonus from Poison Fang whenever I don't need it. Oh, rude. I did this whole thing. I set up a whole thing. Honestly, the poison itself is doing more damage than any of my attacks, so... Yeah, let's get in at least one Venoshock, just so that I can say it wasn't a total wash. There we go. Is this gonna be... No, it's a night Lycanroc. I thought it might be a dusk Lycanroc. Let's bring in Squiddo. Let's see. Just so Squiddo's new Malamar form gets some screen time. Okay, I remember using this one a lot, I think, when I had a Mudsdale. Or that might have been the ground one. Probably the ground one, actually. Aha! Survived. Let's see how it does without a Z move. Pretty good, pretty good. One more. Here we go. Ah. Oh well. Let's... Gemini hasn't done much here. Let's try out that... oh, I got Brick Break. I got All Out Pummeling. Let's do that. Finish with style. I saw one of, just browsing on Reddit, I saw one of the animations that Sableye has in Pokemon Battle Revolution. Some really good animations in that game. A lot of personality. Oh, so close. So close to a level up, but thank you, Gertrude, for doing it on your own. Yeah, I don't remember what the Mega situation is going to be for Sableye in this game. I hope there's an opportunity, but I know they kind of shunted the Mega Evolutions away, so... There we go, that's 2 grand trials. Making alright progress. I don't think I have any rock moves. I really like that one. And you can tell Lily's into it too. She's like, "Oh man, I want that to be me." Battle Tree is post-game, yeah, so... Probably not. Oh well. Alright. Back to the resort. Yeah, so I haven't watched much of the Sun Moon anime. I watched like the first 10 episodes, I think, when they were first dubbed in English. But I know that the series has gone a lot longer than that. So I don't know what kind of development Lily has gotten. I assume she's able to touch Pokemon now? Alright, let's make our way to... Just past the Dimensional Research Lab, right? So... I healed. Nope. Alright, so I think what I want to do is put Gertrude up front, give him a rainbow bean. So right now he's the one kind of shooting for evolution. Now, to remember how to go into Pokemon Refresh. I think it's on the menu. Yeah, here we go. Oh, hey. Hey. Which I don't remember has, Cool. I was just about to ask if this one's been gotten the affection raised, but it looks like yes. But, you know what? Let's go wild. I got plenty of rainbow beans. Alright, and then switch over to Gertrude. Ooh, maxed out, looks like. So petting Gertrude is great, because love it. It's a good animation for chomping too. Alright. Put affection up to 4. I think everyone's got boosted experience at this point. Yeah? So I think we're good to go. Yeah, that rock run sounds hard. But yeah, that sounds like it could be tricky. Yeah, for sure. Rock is... I feel like it's a limited type. A lot of Pokemon that are rock type kind of fit the same mold. Alright. Off to the resort. I guess this is where we get our introduction to the Aether Foundation. Some nice water. Good reflections. Look at that. Oh, sorry. I thought that said Chuckster and I got excited. Alright, I don't remember this, but this is funny. Just a Pokemon that legit cannot talk being a celebrity. I kind of love this. Yeah, that's fun. That's cute. It's little bits like that kind of add to the verisimilitude of the world. You know, why wouldn't there be Pokemon celebrities? It's kind of like how Carrie Fisher's dog is a celebrity in his own right. Alright. This thing might have... Can this thing get immunity? I feel like it might be thick, fat versus scrappy, so... I'm not sure exactly the logic behind a reporter having a cow. Maybe it's because she's freaking out and she's having a cow, man. Alright, I think that's a decent combo there. Oh, not today, lady, not today. Fuse Ray, I'll take that, sure. Oh, but I got a lot of good moves already. That's tough. I think I'm hovering over Shadow Sneak just because it's a tough choice. But I think it's got to be Shadow Sneak because I want that Confuse Ray. I also love that this particular Pikachu is so distinctive that she can tell what Pikachu it is from a glance. Hey! I know of a Pikachu who could use this, but they are in another timeline. 2 other timelines, actually. Let's see. Anything to do out here before I head inside? Oh, there's gonna be... lady, it's nighttime. Just saying. I don't see any Pyukumuku here. Slippery goo. I would happily become a Chuckster. Not sure about a Chucker, but a Chuckster I'd be. Let's do it. So yeah, this is another, fun, little bit of world building. It's a way to have a Pokemon exist on the overworld in a way that they don't in battle. I really wish we got an animation of chucking the Pyukumuku though, because it's kind of a letdown to be like, oh yeah, I'd love to chuck a Pokemon, and then not actually get to see the Pokemon being chucked. Cool. There's one over there. And then I believe these sand pit things are sandy ghast, or whatever the first stage evolution of that combo is. So thanks. I like it. Yeah, sandy ghast. doing this again. I've done it enough. Okay, there's still one more by my count. I think there's still one Pyukumuku that I've overlooked. If I'm counting correctly, which I might not be. I could be bad at this. All right, one more. Trace the coast just because they blend in a little bit with the water. No, not that. Yeah, Sandygast, I think I like if I weren't doing Dark Monotype, Sandygast is the Pokemon I would love to give a shot. There we go. Here we go. Palisand. That's what the other one's called. Yeah, I think I like it a lot. I haven't had a chance to use it, but I think it's cool. That's a pretty good pay rate for chucking 6 sea cucumbers. All right, let's set sail. Let's actually start. Wild Pokemon. I can't believe this. It's a Finneon. Finneon. Hello. Finneon's another Pokemon that is kind of near and dear to my heart because no one remembers Finneon. Like, there are Pokemon that everyone remembers and hates. And then there are Pokemon that no one remembers. And Finneon is one of those Pokemon. Which is too bad, because Finneon, and especially Lumineon I think has a great design. It's like Beautifly, but water type. When inevitable 4th gen remake comes out, I want to use a Finneon. We need a Finneon and a Chingling into a Chimecho. And I want to use a Vespiquen. There's a bunch of stuff I want to use. I'll fight you, Hedgie. I'll fight you. Team Lumineon. Forever. Alright, so here's the Pyukumuku. In battle. It's water type. I don't remember what else it is. Howdy, Harsh. Glad you can make it. We're cleaning up the beach a little bit here. Oh man, I think that means it can't get poisoned. I'll just keep chomping this cucumber. Yeah, I hope inevitable 4th gen remake that hasn't even been announced yet. I hope that they refine some of like the tree mechanics and stuff to make Pokemon more accessible. It's frickin' getting a Munchlax, good luck. There we go. Finally, some poison. Yeah, I'd be happy if they rebalanced some old Pokemon. They've already done that a little bit with some Pokemon, so you know, each generation, you know, can only battle itself. You may as well rebalance if you need to. I mean, I've been saying for a while to myself in my brain when I'm driving to work or whatever, I feel like Pokemon needs to kind of go back to the drawing board in certain ways. I make a comparison to Breath of the Wild, not that I want Breath of the Wild but with Pokemon, but Breath of the Wild went back to the drawing board and figured out what it wanted to keep and what kind of experience it wanted to create. And it feels like Pokemon needs to do that. Oh yeah, Heatmore is dope. I want Heatmore in my life. And Durant. Durant's another one of Finneon-like Pokemon, I think, in that it is often not remembered. Ooh. Okay, alright. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the fan base would be reluctant, because, I mean, compatibility with previous generations has been a thing since 2003, and people have been carrying Pokemon that they've spent a lot of time with, you know, with them for nearly 20 years here. So I understand that a complete revamp would be tough. But I can see, you know, the games are experimenting with different things. They're doing that. They did that with Let's Go, to, I think, mostly positive effect, to be honest. Let's Go is one of the most accessible games in the series. And because I'm spoiler-free, I don't know how much of that is making it into Sword and Shield, but, you know, I think, you know, when I think about Sun and Moon, I think about, oh, they got all this Poképelago stuff, and they got the Festival Plaza, and there's Z moves and Mega Evolutions, and they got so much. Pokemon Refresh, which is Pokemon Ami by a different name with a little bit more added, and there's just so much. I think there's a good answer for that question. I mean, with something like Contests was basically an entirely second game that they tried to fit in, and like trying to develop the battle system and progress the battle system in logical ways, and trying to do that with contests at the same time is not really a manageable thing. I like. You're making two games at that point. Because every move that you add for the battle system, you also have to add for the contest system, and, you know, figure out the balance there. Man, this sure is a water route with a bunch of people just floating in the middle of the water. Oh man, Ben's missing the Basculin again. Keeps missing the Basculin. He's gonna come in like 5 minutes, and we'll be sad. Well, I mean, swimmers wouldn't use ride Pokemon because they use their own bodies at all times. I don't know, I could see some like more touristy trainers or non-swimmers who are just kind of lounging on the back of a Lapras or something out in the water. Let's see, yeah, Poliwhirl isn't part fighting yet. Let's get someone other than Squiddo up front next. Let's say Donna actually hasn't gotten a whole lot of focus today, because she's too powerful and will sweep everything. But actually, let's put Radicus up. Sick moves. Raw. Drifting. I do like that I've completely forgotten to put up repels, but the encounter rate has been very manageable. No longer are we beset on all sides by Wingull and Tentacool. Howdy, Christian. I don't know if that J is pronounced in the Slavic style or the Nordic style, but good to see you. We're here sailing around, delaying meeting with Team Aether Foundation. I almost called them Team Aether. Black glasses. That is relevant to my party. Is it over here? Yeah, it's over here. Actually, I could give this to... Gemini. Oh, but I like that. I like the all-out pummeling. Radicus has an Amulet Coin. Gertrude doesn't use a lot of dark moves. I feel like Zippy? No, wait. I'll give to Squiddo, because the Eviolite's not doing anything anymore. Ben, I called it. I knew it. I said, not 5 minutes ago, we ran into a Basculin. I was like, oh man, Ben missed the Basculin. He's going to show up in like 5 minutes and he'll be sad. You can look at the VOD later. I called it. I knew it. I'm going to revive Gertrude so he gets experience. Christian, so I'm not sure, maybe the title of the stream isn't loading properly for you. This is a dark monotype run, which means all of my Pokemon need to be at least part dark type. And that means that none of the starters are on my team. And also I didn't want to use Incineroar. So... No, it was a trainer Basculin. I don't know if they're wild around here. Well, that sounds suggestive. Bye, Christian. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, let's see. Let's try this Sucker Punch out. Ah! That's not too bad. This Water Pulse might be kind of bad, though. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, some people really like their starters. And here I am, you know, ditching Chikorita all the time. Oh, right. So that was news from E3 that we have not yet discussed, which is the new Smash entrance. I can't get too excited for any Smash-related information because I don't really care for Smash that much. We were talking about this a bit last week. We were making wild predictions. And like, it's cool that insert characters here are in Smash now. I know a lot of people have really wanted that, and I think a younger me also wanted that. But I just don't care about Smash. I just don't enjoy playing it. And so, I mean, like, I'm gonna say the names of the characters, people who don't want to be spoiled. Given it's like DLC packs, it's barely even spoilers. There's no story there. But increased focus on Banjo and Kazooie is cool. Like, none of the people who worked on Banjo Kazooie are still at Rare, because they're all at Platonic instead. So, like, if this is a sign of new Banjos to come, I mean, what are those Banjos going to even be? I mean, I would be more excited for potential ports of Banjo-Kazooie and maybe Nuts and Bolts to the Switch. That's something that I would be interested in. But I'm not sure Microsoft is quite willing to go that far yet. Yeah, or of, you know, all of Rare's N64 games, which include Banjo-Kazooie and a bunch of other games that aren't actually any good. Oh man, bold of you to assume that I harbor enough emotion about Banjo-Tooie to feel any hatred. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is a pretty good game. Banjo-Tooie isn't very good. Donkey Kong 64, it's been well documented as the culmination of Rare's worst traits. Conker's Bad Fur Day thinks it's funny and it's not. Yeah, Nuts and Bolts, I would So I played a little bit of Nuts and Bolts when Lyco brought his 360 over one time. And I kind of stumbled around with it and didn't get very far and felt like, I would love to give it another shot, possibly on Switch. Oh man, I remember this lady. Everybody loves this lady. Yeah, is Donkey Kong 64 the only truly 3D Donkey Kong game? 'Cause I think, as far as I can remember, all of the rest are 2D. Oh, I don't know if I saw that tease of what Retro is working on. I should look into that after the stream. That's true, Diddy Kong Racing. That's true. That is technically 3D. It's a very different kind of game, but apparently it's really good. I've never played it. Oh, look at those cuties. Okay, I should check that out, Sean. I might have seen it and forgotten about it. Well, I mean, I assume Retro was working on something before they moved on to Prime 4. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm whatever they're working on will probably be pretty decent. They have a pretty good track record. Game Maker's Toolkit just came out with a video about the world design of Metroid Prime 2, which, hey, Marini, okay. I think he's a little. I mean, I'll go to bat for Prime 2 any day. He's more charitable than I expect him to be about kind of how transparently constructed the world is. But I want to go back and play those. Sad they didn't announce a Switch port. I did plug my Wii U back in a while back, but as I mentioned, I don't like to do that. I don't like that game console very much. It's not as, it doesn't feel as good in the hands. Yeah, I mean, so even though staff continuity wise, there probably aren't many people who worked on the original Prime games still at the company, there's still continuity there. There's training, there's standards of quality. Those people have learned from the people who made the Prime games, or they learned from the people who learned the blah, 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 blah. There's a chain of information, and so far it seems like it's paid off and made for some good games. People can learn from people. Hello, King Bowser. We're here in Aether Paradise. I've been kind of clicking through the dialogue. I forget if we actually have a task. Oh, we're going to meet Lusamine. Okay. Now, astute viewers will remember that this is where the opening cutscene took place, where Lily was running away from some Aether people. And they'd be like, hey, wait a minute. These pristine white uniforms perhaps hide a darker side. There's Lusamine. Alright, so I know criticism has been lobbied against Lusamine's recharacterization in the Ultra games. I'm going to try to actually pay close attention to it. Not that I super remember all the details of her characterization in the originals. Because there's definitely like some themes about parenthood and stuff that I mentioned in the previous stream, and I can already see that coming through here, and her placing, you know, more for maternal affection towards Pokemon in this game over her children, who we know already. Well, we don't know that we know them, but we know them. Maybe that wasn't exactly what it was in the originals, but that's kind of what I'm getting from this couple lines of dialogue right here. What are those shoes? Those are nonsense. Also, that hair is nonsense. It really didn't look very good from the back. Foreshadowing? Is that foreshadowing? That seems like foreshadowing. Yeah, she does have I was noticing how, like, thick her eyelashes were when she was doing her anime smile. I don't remember if that's a change. See, whenever I don't have anything conclusive to say, I can just say, I don't remember the originals well enough. Rude. Foreshadowing. It's a thing. It's a thing. Oh, it's a legit cutscene. Here we go. Man, it's convenient that we were here at this exact moment to see this happen. Alright, so this is a mysterious question mark creature. I know what it's actually called, but for the sake of drama, I will hold off. And yes, they definitely did just note that there is a jamming signal that prevents the use of Pokeballs. I guess they turned that off just now. Alright, so this is like poison type, I think. Ooh. Let's try crunch. Better. Ben, I have nothing to say about O.J. Simpson. I have nothing to add to that. Alright, so this is a somewhat tricky encounter because it does start off with that, what is it, a 2-stage defense boost. And then it improved its special defense just now by defeating us. So that ensures that it's going to take longer to kill and it's going to get to show off its cool things more. Yeah, I guess you can run from this battle. I don't know what the result of that'll be, but... Whew, that wasn't great. I forget this thing's typing. I probably could have chosen a better Pokemon. Yeah, okay, it just runs away after a little while. Or returns to the dimension from whence it came. Yep, there we go. You need it. Yeah, rock poison. That's kind of what I figured at the end there. Doesn't look like much of a rock, but... Hello there. Ben, we've briefly alluded to Dexit, as they've called it. I kept things mostly vague because, you know, some people are avoiding even more information than me. Or just in case, you know. Okay, so Hedgie, you're saying that in the original, Lusamine like was super excited about the pain of the Ultra Beast, which is a red flag. Ben, in summary, I'm sympathetic to both the fans and the creators. Alright, and this is the part where they're like, hey, Necrozma's a thing that's not just stuffed away in the post-game. So you're protecting the light of Alola, but you're also trying to open Ultra Wormholes. That seems reasonable. It's like, you just explicitly said that you would defend the Light of Alola from potential intruders from beyond the Ultra Wormholes, and here you are trying to open them. And you're confessing that fact in front of 2 randos. Ah, and this is what they call bribery. I'm into this. This bribery is working. I think that's the same sound effect as when a Pokemon eats. Sounds familiar. Not bad, I got my own stuff that I'm doing. I'm busy. I've dabbled in it and it's like, nah, I'll focus on other things. Alright, and we're here on Ula Ula. And Ula Ula, it looks like, yeah, this one is even more directly influenced by Japanese-style architecture, by which I mean Johto-style architecture. It's a little weird that Kuni Kuni and this town here, like, do they not have enough ideas, or... You just call me big boy. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, enticing Eastern influence. All right. So you mentioned the Dust Stone in the community center. Wasn't there research that y'all did that maybe I can't get it till the end of the island? Or can I grab that now? Anything good here? Shadowclaw I've already kind of got. Yeah. Let's teach that Psychic TM while I'm thinking about it, though. Alright, that should be good. Do I want Leech Life on anything? Can't do anything. Can't do anything there. Alright. Alright, so yeah, we'll have to wait. That's okay. We'll have to wait on the Dusk Stone. It's alright. I saw a clothing shop. We can check if there's any clothing that will fit us in our current aesthetic. And I remember I lost this battle my first playthrough of Moon. Yeah, I'll definitely swing by and take a look, just to be sure. But yeah, I definitely lost this battle to Hal my first time around. Oh, hey, it's already out. That's cool. That's a neat little touch. Alright, so I'm thinking, let's actually bring in Donna for some flying type action. Well, strong. Let's go all in first move. Nice. Alright, so let's see. This is Electric Psychic, right? So, a little bit of dark action should be to my benefit. Yeah! I don't know why it didn't do that first turn, but okay. Who's gonna be good here? Basically anybody, but let's go for Radicus. I feel like Donna could use a stronger dark move. Hey! Okay, tourist in the library. Good to know. I might just scope out the town here to round out the session, and then next time we'll head to Melee. Whew. Oh man, Radicus is gonna be doing this all day, ain't he? Man, Sucker Punch is not doing as much as I thought it would. Nice. Go to work, Radicus. Oh my gosh, Radicus. Oh my gosh. This is what Maximum Affection does. This is the power of Maximum Affection. Alright. Alright, you've done well here, Radicus. Nice switch in there. That worked well. Come on, confusion. Yeah. Confusion. Yeah. The RNG gods are on my side today. And there's Noibat. Hello, Noibat. Another Pokemon that appears far too late in its games. Or at least in Gen 6. I don't remember when it's available here. Presumably earlier. Yeah, I mean, so it would make logical in-world sense for opposing trainers to have affection. On the other hand, that would make game, like, it'd just be really frustrating. Because it'd be like, oh, cool, they missed. Even though this is a 100 accuracy move. Cool. Whereas when it happens to you, it's like, oh great, I didn't lose more health. This is to my benefit. It's nice when it happens to you. It'd be really frustrating if it happened for other trainers. Yeah. Yeah, affection works best as something you're free to 100% ignore is a good way to put it. It's a nice, I guess, it's kind of an easy mode a little bit. By increasing affection, you can give yourself an easy advantage, but it's 100% you can opt out. And it doesn't require actually like changing the levels or anything. Because it comes with an experience boost and avoiding stuff and more crits and stuff like that. You don't actually have to boost or reduce trainer levels. Oh man, is she gonna prevent me from exploring the town? Man, that's annoying. I wanted to explore the town. And I don't really want to launch into the whole melee garden thing right now, because I remember it being a little bit long. And I've only got about 12 minutes left in my usual time slot, so I think we're going to wrap up here. We will heal once more. I think I'm going to put Zippy up front for the beginning of next session. No, let's put Gertrude back up. Still the lowest level. And then we're going to save and we're going to call it here. So thank you all for tuning in. I had a lot of fun today. I think I should be streaming on Friday this coming week. But stay tuned to my Twitter just to be sure. I've had unexpected events come up several times. So I will be in touch about that. But thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Alola!